Díomh a chuirde tá fáilte roimh Hanona go dtí an talach I gunta an chláras me se seán a gábhín. Tá míad beag an íon déanach ar Hanona. Bhí feidh beag go gom leis an chat ní raibh sé gobar gceart ach sin mar Harlíonn sa gcónaí le cuasaí technoliaachta. That's what always goes on with technology. Tá fáilte roimh, I hope you're all very well. Tásúla gom gúil se féin agus for glanna down na sláinte. Agsúla ceacht eile Hanona. Seo an taonú rang déag. This is the 11th class we've done, rang bio. The Loch na Harteiste fis fé. Agus súla dia in jo. Bei mi den an Cáca Milis an Téama agus na characters tátaí a phlé just go banúsach dús. Mars ganách, mar bhfuil sé rósgad if you're new to this. Just déanamí de gná check up beag, just a small little check to see is everything coming through. So an bhfuil si b'nám a chlustáil, you able to hear me okay. So tá an chat a gcuin an seo agus is féidir live éonrod a heola isteach tríd an takes an sin más míliv. You can send in something in the text. Má tá ceisna a gcuibh is féidir live iad heola chuam I ré an cheachta seo. So, mar is all the gacéine tá na nótaí goléir ar fáil an seo courses.Leavingcertirish.com sin an ask, and it's in the description as well. You get everything, all the notes, and so much more for just €50 if you want to get that. You come in, you click on the start section wherever the topic is, and then you can download the notes. So that's as simple as that is. If you're not already signed up, off you go, and you'll get immediate access to everything involved Riv Ray. Alright, so on Téama on draw or Téama on Ghearscan on atá gceist going in you. So we're taking a look at the theme of the short film. Agus na character is tábhachtaí sin Catherine agus Paul a bheith idir lábh going in you. So cúpla adiocht dús a bhaineann le Paul agus le Catherine. An count tá is a good, you know the phrase an seanachal fillan and fiowler, what goes around comes around. So fiol is a treacherous act or a bad deed. So it's dinna fioltoch I Catherine. She's a kind of a treacherous individual. It's dinna fargoch she's angry, malicious. It's dinna curhónach Paul. He's a kind of a restless sort of a guy. It's dinna sainta he's naive, mívúnta, immanerly perhaps. We're not a cána though really. It's dinna sharúsach. I Catherine, she's bitter, mívachánta, she's dishonest, agus cruelach, she's cruel or harsh. Okay, so Lanimid Raig chuig an Téama an seo. A rís má tá ein ceistena a gcuibh seolgaí isteachid. If you've any questions, send them in. Bhain bra sásta ghlacha lo cho fada agus is féidir. Dís Margaret to Rachel. So I'll keep an eye on the chat there, guys. Any questions that are coming in, I'll have a little look at them and try and stay on top of that as the lesson continues. Okay, just make that so I can see it perfectly. All right, Lynn. Sé an Téama is mó sa ghearscan an seo ná míchumas. So I suppose the strongest theme or the biggest theme in this short film is míchumas. It's disability. It's about disability. Agus an chuí a chatar, and the way in which we treat or the way in which we deal with. An chuí a chatar le daoine atá faoi bhí chumas. So people who are disabled or suffer from a disability, daoine atá faoi bhí chumas. So the strongest or the main, you can go to the term, say, príomhthéama an ghearscan an seo if you want to do Tishaginuk version. So the main theme of this short film is, but the theme of this short film, or the strongest, biggest theme, is míchumas, disability, agus an chuí a chatar le daoine atá faoi bhí chumas, the manner in which we treat people who are disabled. Téama eile atá an ná. Now these are all I suppose, optional. There may be based on opinions. So, Téama eile atá ná. Another theme that exists is an bhailís, the malice. And this is really important that we don't mix up all these phrases. So, this is malice, M-A-L-I-C-E. The malice, agus an cléine chun ilk, and the tendency or the inclination towards harm or badness, if you like, a warren I gríthe dína ortha, that exists in certain people's hearts. In other words, that affects certain people. So just a good three to reach. So another theme we have is the malice and the tendency to harm, if you want to say it like that, that exists in the hearts of certain people, that exists in certain people's hearts. So this natural fault, if you like, that certain people have of being quite malicious towards others. Gnádúrtha, naturally, seach nímid an tábhar seo. So naturally, or it comes naturally to us, if you like, seach nímid an tábhar seo. We always want to avoid this topic or subject. And what are we talking about? You know, ní thugamid ahantas, we don't recognize. Ní thugamid ahantas don taobh seo onin. We don't recognize this side in us, if you like. So an taobh seo atá a gcuin gnádúrtha, this side that is inbuilt in us, if you like. So very naturally, we avoid this topic, you know, that people are malicious, that people have a natural inclination to do harm. And it's not something we want to recognize. It's not something we want to really talk about. Más féidir. Téama eile atá an chuma, another theme perhaps, ná éagsúlacht is, now éagsúlacht can mean a few things, but difference or dissimilarity. So another theme is, you know, the dissimilarity that exists, agus an tionchar a bhíonn ag dearcan duine, and the influence a person's, I suppose, outlook or perspective has héalta na nína timpeall orthu, on the lives of people around them. So tá anna hábhat ag buint leis an téama seo ar bhealach, you know, éagsúlacht, difference. Dissimilarity is another way of writing that down if you want to go with that. So I suppose tá trí héama ann ar bhealach, if you want to go with that. Ivre hain gam leiscéal ivre hain mí chumas ivre dó an bhailís agus cléine chonig atá onin, agus éagsúlacht, dissimilarity or difference. So disability, maliciousness or tendency to do harm, and difference in us. These are three héama gur féidir leat a phléid that you can discuss. Okay, mar bhfuil éon ceist lean mé raig. So céad cuid an seo. So coram béim sa ceach seo ar Catherine. I emphasize Catherine in this lesson. Mar you see, an duine is tábhachtaí ar bhealach. She's the most important in a way in this sa gearscan an seo. And in some of the sample answers I'll be looking at later on in a few weeks' time around this, you know, I again, coram béim ar Catherine, mar sí an duine is tábhachtaí in Mohuram. So Catherine is ban miainach or bhíainach Feliciach chruálach agus bhí chróchrach I. I don't know why there's an E at the end of that. For some reason it's there. You can cross that out. It's not supposed to be notes. So just be careful with this. The idea of an van vocht, which I explained a few days ago, grammatically. So it's ban bhí einach, bhailíseach, chruálach agus bhí chróchrach I. So she's an impatient, mí einach, malíseach, malicious, cruel, and merciless or kind of pitiless person. Someone that doesn't show any charity to somebody else. Seasan si amach mar ghuine santach. She stands out as mar ghuine santach, as a selfish person. So she kind of represents this selfish person sa gearscanán. Sorry guys, I'm drinking a cup of tea here. I have a small bit of a sore throat, so you'll have to forgive me with some of the tea sounds coming through. I won't go eating the biscuits. I won't be like Paul here now. I won't go eating the cake in the middle of this whole thing. I suppose you don't want to see me doing that, but I could show you. I am here. I have got a cup of tea. Watch, it's here, Tasha and Shaw, and I have the biscuits, a couple of digestive. I'm not actually going to do that to you, but I hope you understand. That's what I'm actually doing here the whole time. I'm having a small little drink just to keep me going, and I'm trying to keep this as human as possible. So forgive me if I kind of go over and back with the camera, just trying to make sure you can see me and see what's going on. All right. Tongama Hila Gurmagat. So let me raig Shaw on Kekianella. So Shasan Shimak Marguna Santok, she stands out as this kind of person who is Santok, who is selfish, greedy. A tall Gaffa. There's a few. There's another typo here. 2 typos this morning. I didn't see that before. It should be Lena. Atá Gafa Lena Triblodi Fain, who's kind of caught up in her own problems, right? So she's, I suppose, engrossed in her own issues, her own difficulties. Now we can flesh that out a bit later. All right. So she's impatient, malicious, cruel, uncharitable, merciless. She's selfish, and she's caught up Gafa Lena Triblodi Fain, or you could also say Gafa Ina Triblodi Fain if you want to go with that too. Alright, so play me the mach each shop. We're going to discuss these. So mi aina is impatience, agus mi humpord is discomfort. So just be very careful now that you don't mix up mi aina with mi ainach. Mi ainach is impatient. Mi aina is impatience. So just be really, really careful that you don't make a mess of these adiochti Aaron Law Fain. So Ahnimid, we recognize, we can see mi humpord. Okay, so we recognize her discomfort, her lack of comfort. Ledina Ella. Now you could say Mastina Ella amongst other people. With other people. So we recognize her discomfort with other people. Ongade Rark from the very first scene. Agus e ekfanacht. And this agus here is as. It's not and. Right? So I have mentioned this before. It's as or while. So be kurmaklashin. So we recognize her discomfort, her lack of comfort with other people or around other people from the first scene, while she is ekfanacht gumiainuk impatiently. So we put go before miainuk, it makes it impatiently. So again, just be kormach leshnikinsha. So she's waiting impatiently. Lena mom with her mom Sachar in the car. Is kasu guminshi krote egen mom. So nerving to krote egdina egen, you are tormented by them. So is doku guminshi krote egen mom. It seems that she's tormented by the mom. Sainta means naive, breach. Okay, naive, a little bit gullible or naive, easily led. So is Kasuga means she krote mom. Seems that she's tormented by the mom. Corin on Van Vukshaw, this poor woman. Now, when we're talking about the poor woman, we're talking about the mom, right? So just trying to avoid using the term mom the whole time. So Corin Van Vukshaw, Keshna Urhi, she asks her questions. The low is the lovely phrase I like using quite a bit. Morning, noon, and night. The low is the so she's, you could say Gushiru eternally. She never stops with the questions. So she's asking her stuff the whole time. So currently Keshna the low is the came from nach will to show why, or came from nach will she on show why is she not here? And will she chat? Is she coming? Kahime imacht. I have to go. Goodie and letters. Kahime imacht. Dort milat gagahin imacht. I said to you that I have to go. So it's a craw sort of a crema Catherine Natasha and Tongal. She's just driving her demented. Irene Catherine brain then Heshtukan Shaw. So Catherine gets fed up of this questioning. So you can see her. Irene she brain then Heshtukan Shaw. She gets fed up of all the questions. If anyone here happens to have any children, any mature students who are on with us, you'll understand when a 3 or a 4-year-old just keeps asking you questions one after another. So Catherine becomes fed up with this questioning. Nurahagan and Kuramor, so Kuramor is a carer. Kuram is care, so Kuramor is a person who gives care. So Nurahagan and Kuramor, Nora, Ligan Catherine Osna Fuishiv Asti. So she lets a sigh of relief out of her. Aulis gur ulach trum amaher de. Now, aulis means as if her mother is an ulach trum de. As if she's some kind of a heavy burden or a heavy load. So, ligin she osna fuishavasi. She lets out this sigh of relief as if her mother is some great burden to her. Ni hugan. She doesn't give her a kiss or even a hug. She gives her nothing at all. Amachle, out she goes. So ni hugan she pog no barog bed vam. So she doesn't give the mom any kiss or even a hug. August egg fall when she's leaving or while she's leaving. Tugan shishin the fist doing. That lets us know. That informs us. Gur koma lehi frina moher. That she couldn't care about her mother at this stage. So when she wants to leave, she couldn't care about her. She just wants to go. So ni der she aini. She says nothing. Shachas by two carcalor. You'll be all right. You know. So ni and she more in the irachta. She doesn't make much effort. Con gra. Inina hashbons done vamps. She doesn't try to show her any kind of daughterly love, if you want to say that. So she's tashi giri elu uhi. She's trying to escape from her or valach in a way. Okay. Ein keshna mar dort mehana. As I said before, any questions you have, send them into the chat. Agus is feder lum id a love shawl diug or nig, and I'll take care of them bit by bit. If we have to go back, that's fine. No biggie bor if we shin. Okay, so Kate Cuda Ella, Scott on a do show Bonaher Catherine. So Malish is malice, as we said. August Count the Ruddy is Solera Fuhi, one of the clearest things about her, one of the things that is most obvious about her. No, on Valish, and that's the malice that is in her heart. Okay. So, the term malish is feminine, and if you wanted to say of malice, okay, so kushna malisha atha inti, if you wanted to go with that, I'll just give you the phrase. So, kushna malisha would be the cause of the malice. So, kushna malisha would be the tishaginuk. Malisha without fada, I see, somehow I've put a fada in there, we'll get rid of that. So, kushna malisha will be the cause of the malice. Atá inti will be the cause of the malice in her. So, Countana Ruddy is Solera Fuhi. One of the things that is clearest about her is the malice in her heart. August Pole ag Alpashir on Cáca ban Darug. So, while Pole is throwing back, ag Alpashir is throwing back, is swallowing back the pink cake. Fecamid on Niv, we see this kind of poison, and Gangad is another phrase we say, ag burra in a sulia. Now you can also say, rather than just Niv, you could go with a term like on groin, right, the hatred. So Fecamid on Niv, on groin, on Gangad is another phrase I'll be giving you another day. Ag burra in a sulia, kind of just exploding or swelling in her eyes. So fua again is another word you could also use. The Cornan Farbucht soundness ori. This poor man disgusts her. So you just need to learn this term, I think, as it is. So Cornan Farbucht sauna, the poor man disgusts her. Okay? And they're hurned in a sauna, they're making you nauseous. So you could write that in as a translation as well. Must mean that. So Curran and Farbuckshaw sauna, agus e gehe. While he's eating, he is making her sick, is another way of obviously translating that. It's nauseating to her. Is cuma lehi fui vi chumas an air. She couldn't care less about. So is cuma lehi, you know that phrase well, is cuma lum. So is cuma lehi fui vi chumas an air. She couldn't care about the man's, and again Tisha Ginneruk, fui vi chumas an air, about the man's disability. You know, gwil she doubt that he's blind. An tain rud atá uhi na cunis. All she wants is silence. And we all know that term very well, cunis, on Munskull in particular. So all she wants is silence. All she wants is for to be left alone. Beidir gapan she, perhaps she thinks gwil besa jasa ag tastal ochach. So maybe she thinks that good manners are required from everyone, every single person. Gomormor, especially eloher mano sophisticula mar especially in the presence of a sophisticated woman like her. So that's Tisha Ginneruk of Ban sophisticul. So sophisticula is Tisha Ginneruk. So in the presence of a sophisticated woman like her. This is a great phrase for you today that you won't see in your textbooks. So perhaps maybe she thinks that good manners are needed by everyone, or that everyone should have good manners, especially Gomormor, eloher mano sophisticula mari, just as it is required in the presence of a sophisticated woman like her. Cruálach dan sin, so this is cruelty, right? It's dinna cruálachi. She's a cruel or harsh kind of a person. So cruálach is cruelty. So Dénan Pól cúpla iirecht chun I a bhealach chun cainte. So you can actually cut out the first chun if you wanted. You don't have to have that. Sorry, I hit the wrong pen. So you could actually cross that out if you wanted. Dénan Pól cúpla iirecht I a bhealach chun cainte. And this basically means he makes a couple of efforts I a bhealach chun cainte, to lure her into chatting, right? So he's making a couple of efforts, or he makes a couple of efforts to lure her into chatting with him, obviously. Agus tugan she allied fragri agus is fader, and she gives him the least possible answers. In other words, she tries to push him away, or tries to fob him off, is another way to say that. Asperla. So tugan she allied fragri agus is fader. She gives him the minimum or minimal answers, if you like. Ach, tagan racht kainte orhi ag puinte orha, but she gets a kind of a fit of talk ag puinte orha. So a racht ferige, you might be familiar with, kind of fit of rage. Ach, tagan racht kainte orhi. So she gets this kind of fit of chat at one particular point ag puinte orha. Nora Agni and she, when she recognises, makes she inaun an dalamalog a her. So we've seen this before with Porg McCorrig and Antriel. So when she recognises that she'll be able to fool him, so Tapi and she and Desh, she uses the opportunity, if you like, she takes her chance. So Tagan Racht kainte or she gets this kind of fit of chat all of a sudden when she recognises that she can I suppose hoodwink him or fool him. Is ban mi hrochroch I, or vi hrochroch I should say. She is a kind of a pitiless woman. She's merciless, if you want to write the phrase in, if you don't know it already. We've seen a few different contexts already over the past few days. Do you need to quote these answers? Yes, Eamon, if possible, you do need to quote where possible. Now, this isn't a full sample answer or anything like that. This is the essential information you need to learn in order to be able to do a sample answer. So, yes, you do need to quote. is ban vi roki. She is this merciless woman. Teshbona she reaches Della. She shows again and again. Nach will simda leideke that she has no interest whatsoever. Love junta a harshkind to offer a helping hand. So she's no interest whatsoever in offering a helping hand to gwine eganella to another person, or to gwine a bit if you want to go with that. So she's this merciless woman. She shows again and again she's no interest in giving a helping hand or offering a helping hand to anybody, or in this case to another person. Erdús at first. Nor hagan she ishtach sa Carachtair trainach when he comes into the train carriage. Now guys, can I just show you something that people constantly with this question are saying or are writing down incorrectly. And it looks awful. If you're looking for your H1, H2, this is absolutely dire mistake to be making. You would be familiar from the infamous Srap picture about what we call the Stáisiún Trainach. So Stáisiún Trainach, two nouns together, Stáisiún and Trainach, so train station. Carachtair and train, same thing, Carachtair Trainach. So you cannot say sa Carachtair train or Erin Carachtair train, Train. That's a horrendous error to make in the context of this story, and because it's such a familiar term, it's really not good. We're talking about, like, there won't be a specific mark for this term, but we're talking about impression. You know, the impression that you're making on the examiner. Shinnon Rudd is Tovati, so you've got to deal with this issue. You can't kind of just be blasé about it. All these little things you've got to be very accurate on. And because this is probably the most common error I see, people mix up like on train, which is on the train. That's not Tisha Ginnock, that's what we call Tisha Torhook. But if you say Sa Carachtair Trainach, it is Tisha Ginnock, you're talking about two nouns together. So you've got to really refocus on this now. This is a big issue for me, and it's one I really want you to try and solve over the next couple of weeks and months. So Erdús, so first of all, when he comes in, or firstly, in the beginning, when he comes into the train carriage, Piocan she sus on mala down pauper, or Piocan she sus on mala down pauper do. So she picks up the brown paper bag for him. You might have missed that and go back and see it. She did actually help him, would you believe it? And she says, Shoglit, here you go. And that's about as much as she wants to do. Ach, binea, but that was it. Nienin she facto in Iushin. She doesn't do a thing for him. So Nienin she rudder bit though, no near bit, she doesn't do anything for him. Fack in Iushin. She does nothing for him after that. Okay, Drochrún, Shonna nach Wilsna Texler Degano is evil intent. You know, intent is rune. It also means like emotion. It means a secret. It's like having an evil secret, if you want to think about it like that. So Drochrún, evil intent. So Fekimid on Drochrún atá inti, Tríhura asakela. So 3 times in a row, we see this evil intent that she has, atá inti, that she has or that's in her. The tea is doing the trick, guys. Beginning to feel a bit better as I go along. So Fekimid an Drochrún atá inti Tríhura as achela. So we see this evil intent in her 3 times in a row. On Chéadúr, the first time, so you kind of need to mark these on your notes. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you need to know these 3 very, very well. So on Chéadúr, the first time, Denin she irocht pole her astray. She tries to send him astray or put him astray. Current she kesha faoin Loch Mór Míltach, about the big massive lake atá Téama den Inog nach bhfuil that isn't actually there at all. So tá sé I kaint marialler and Willen Imid, he's talking about the sawmill, and he's very proud of himself. Tá broad and down there agus ag inchantí faoin Willen agus na rudí atá Téama den Inog and the things outside the window. Ach, Cuireann sí isteach agus cuireann sí ceisne ar nós agus céir faoin loch mór míltach. Tá loch mór míltach ann. There's a massive lake there. Nach bhfuil ann, and that's the key thing. There's nothing there. An Darahur, an seo, the second time, agus gethe an Cáca, and if you just look at the way I've got a H in here in Cáca all of a sudden, so while he's eating the cake, agus gethe, or you can say Alpa and Cáca, whichever you want to go. By the way, Cáca and Quichte are the same thing, right? Cáca and Kíche. Cáca is probably a bigger version. You've got Quichte as well, which is more of a bun or smaller cake. So agus gethe an Cáca, inchin she do, she tells him gwil péist sa Quichte. There is a worm in the cake or in the bun. Péist von darag atá. So it's a pink worm. So Shinnon Gnieve, that's the act. Shinnon an rud a rinneshi, Shinnon Gnieve, a churn tús le triblo di foil. So that's the act that begins or commences triblodi. Or you could go dacrukti here as well, but I go with triblod in this case. And it's not like triblod in the case of Mornic Hasig like in ye. So that's the act that puts or that begins or commences Paul's troubles. On Triuhur and shop, so the third time, agus Téama asthma ag Carachtair, while he's getting an asthma attack. That's how you say it. So again, agus means while or as. So on Triuhur, so the third time, while he's getting an asthma attack, bogan she on Tunanolahor. Right? Now, you will see the term anolor in the books. I use myself on Tunalor. The official one though, I wanted to give you the official one here today because it's a little bit more of a mouthful and there's a hell of a lot of vowels in it and it takes a little bit more work and it's a little bit more impressive, so that's why we're doing it today. So bogan she an Tunalahor, she moves the inhaler atá riachtanach though, that he needs, that's essential to him. Déanann sé é sin the ein gno, lovely phrase I'm always talking about that I love using, on purpose. She did this on purpose. Onas go bhfuil an gcóch sé, so that he would suffer. Now why she did that? Sin lá ella, that's for another day. But onas go bhfuil an gcóch sé, so that he would suffer. She does this on purpose. Okay? Okay guys, in Keshna, sulla bhága me Catherine before I leave Catherine. Glacha me lo, agus an sin lena me the right go di Paul. We're going to take a look now at Paul, and we should be done at Carú Chun. Mars Ganach, Mas Feder. We'll be finished at quarter, so if you can hang on for another 5 or 10 minutes, we'll get through this information. Just rud biogan in difriúil in yo. Anna Simagum Ivor Lassa. Very interested in your own welfare. Kunstá Gary live for láthar. So you might just in the chat here give me some ideas about, Kevin Dibra, how much work are you doing? How many hours a day are you doing? Will tour me I'm about to do a bit of teacher training work for the next couple of weeks. So I'm interested to know, how do you find things like Zoom? What are the issues you're seeing? If you want to send me some feedback, by the way, send it to admin@Leavingcertirish.com, either on these lessons or on anything related to the current, I suppose, student and teacher effort to learn at home. Because obviously enough, whatever comes up in terms of, the big global crisis issue, it's a capadort in an essay. I hope to be kind of covering what people are doing, how it's been handled. I keep saying the coronavirus, the current health issue, global health issue or issues, are not going to be a topic on the Leaving Cert paper, because that wouldn't have been the case anyway. You could find something like next year, it could be something to be thinking about from a reading comprehension point of view, but that won't affect you. But definitely, will you send in just some thoughts on how you're getting on here, how things are going. But particularly, I love to get feedback on what I'm doing specifically here, because it makes it easier for me then. And you can send, a lot of people are sending me private emails, just in case you're wondering how to do it, or sending me emails to admin@Leavingcertirish.com, and I'm able to then kind of take that feedback on board where possible, and it's been universally very positive, so that's good. But I'm always open to suggestions. But just kind of as a little break here, if you could take some time when this lesson is over just to send me through some feedback. There's a lot of people, huge numbers of people watching these post the live session, and again they may want to send in some feedback on what's what. Obviously my intention is to cover everything I can in these live sessions. Everything I can't cover every single topic. A few people are saying, are you covering this, are you covering that? I simply don't have the days or the time available to cover every single topic between here and, let's say, the beginning of June, which is kind of rough target I'm aiming for with these live sessions. But I will do everything I can to help as many as I can, and it seems to be helping thus far. Okay, so very skippy or file. There's no questions coming in on Catherine, so everyone seems to be happy enough with that. So what we'll do is we'll go straight into Polanish. Tá Goss scálan go man seo full. So I don't go into Poland any massive depth here. A couple of nice phrases, a couple of phrases that you will need definitely. So land me the right left. So Pol, nur has me there full. So when we meet, some people write down nur vul me le Pol. You can say that. There's no issue there if you want to do that. Nur has me there full. So we meet Pol. Ik siúla seach sa chráiste trainach, walking into the train carriage. Is léir gur duine carhónach ciotach atá ann. So it's clear that he is a duine carhónach. He's a restless, awkward kind of a person. Okay, so he is a restless carhónach, ciotach, awkward person. Is beag nach múlan sé Catherine. Sure, he almost hits Catherine lena vata shul. So with his walking stick he almost hits her. So is beag nach múlan sé Catherine. He almost hits her. That's how you say that. Tá awesome down there. He's delighted. Go mano a chlostal. He's delighted to hear a woman's voice. Mar beg she mar chumpónach though, because she'd be a companion to him. Errantaras on the trip or on the tour, on the journey. Agus beg she in aun iavala chunkainte, and he'll be able to entice her into chatting. In other words, he'll be able to get her chatting lena scéalta éagsúla, with his various stories. So tá scéalta intacha or untacha ige. He's got all these wonderful stories. Now, this is really important that you know this term. Is dinna harva lochalach e Paul. So Paul is an extremely vulnerable person. Okay, Dina Lochalacha, we were talking about it in the course Sláinte I covered a number of days back. So is Dina Harva Lochalach e Paul. Paul is an extremely vulnerable person. Maar níl sé de chumas aige, because he doesn't have the ability or capacity, if you like, nihe bioga iena or nihe bioga iena igart. So he doesn't have the ability to do small things properly. As a stoom fein, off his own bat, off his own ability, if you like. For example, cúpla mála sugar chuirsteach sa cupan. So he's not even able to put a couple of bags of sugar into the cup properly, right? It's far dowle, so he's a blind man. Agus ní bhíonn ein churmór no madra troch in ein leis. So he doesn't have any care or assistant, if you like. No madra troch, if you haven't come across it before, it's a guide dog. So he doesn't have any care or any guide dog with him. Agus bíonn sé ag brag mór roine ella. And he's very much depending upon other people chun carú leis to help him or assist him. The next phrase I love, and it's one you should write down. Tá sinantacht glóite ag buint leis mar character. He has this beautiful or delightful innocence as a character. Is even leis scéalta faoine héile ancient. He loves telling stories about his life. No son scéal, and that's Tishaginrach, faoine tinnis, such as the story about his illness. His illness, gwil mucha that he has asthma, gwil asthma So like the story about, no son scéal faoine about his illness. Dúirt an dochtúr gurbe, and this is a direct quote, cheandan na chósna is massa da bhaca sé riamh. One of the worst cases he'd ever seen before. Agus broad and downer faoin stáda seo, and he's absolutely delighted about this particular status. You know, bhí mé ar an radio ag kind faoi, he was on the radio talking about it and whatever. So tá broad and downer ag kind faoin tinne seo. So tá spána nó léiríonn sé sin sinantocht glóte an Carachtair. That just highlights the delightful innocence of this character. Agus an scáil an dearnach an seo, the final screen here, ní higgin Paul go mbíonn dína fealtacha timpeall ar an tamarfad. Paul simply doesn't understand. Ní siad a chumas ag a hiiscint. Go mbíonn dína fealtacha timpeall ar. That they're just evil or treacherous people around him all the time. Niels Catherine sásta cowrish. She's not happy to help him. Ach fós féin, but even so, or even still. Leanann sé raig leis an gaint continues on with the chat. Gan stad, gan stena. You may not be able to see that properly on the screen. I just see it slightly outside the screen. Leis an gaint, gan stad, gan stena. So he continues on chatting. Gan stad, gan stena. Relentlessly is that phrase. Okay, so he talks about his situation. Gan stad, gan stena. Relentlessly. Bhí pólbocht splách chináltas an phobal. Now make sure you write that phrase down. That's the kind of thing you have to have. So he was always dependent upon the kindness of the public or the community around him. So bíonn sé splách chináltas an phobal I gcónaí. He's always depending upon other people's kindness. Another way to say it. Os rudé gur duine amsci so another version of ciotach, kind of awkward. Os rudé gur duine amsci as he's a kind of very awkward person. Búlann sé rudí, or búlann sé in aig if you want to say it properly. There's a fella missing the shade there, Johnny. Búlann sé rudí. He hits things, or búlann sé in aig rudí. He hits against things. Cuireann sé isteach ar gcuine. So 2 or 3 things about him physically. One, he hits things, he hits people, he upsets people. Agus gurtaíonn sé dína go physical ornta, and he'll actually hurt people physically sometimes. De himpiiste, and that's the most important thing. Ní dhéanann sé na rudí sin déan gná. He doesn't do them on purpose. Déanann sin na rudí sin de himpiiste by accident. Mar is far more because he is a big man. So bhí sort Brandon ó Gleason fuirfed don róid. He was perfect for the role, Brendan Gleeson. Mar is far réasúnta mór because he's a big man. Bíonn daoine ná buntáiste a bhaintas. People are able to take advantage of him as well. Okay? So able to take advantage of him is an buntáiste a bhaintas. People are able to take advantage of him as well. For example, níl sé róchínta. He's not actually too sure. Go bhfuair sé Cáca bán darg ón túsal ó Caháin. So he talks about on túsal ó Caháin go bhfuil siopa báchéirige. He's obviously got some kind of a bakery. So, for example, he's not too sure that he got the pink cake. Cá sé ceist a chur or cuireann sé ceist, that should be cuireann sé ceist ar Catherine faoin dá. So he asked Catherine about the colour, right? So cá sé ceist a chur, I think was what I had in my head when I was doing those notes. Cuireann sé ceist ar Catherine. So if you just have the notes printed out there, you can correct that. Cuireann sé ceist ar Catherine faoin dá. So he asked her about the actual colour. And it would seem, as a more general statement, go winter buntáiste as daoine faoi bhí chumas go minic. It would seem that people with disabilities are taken advantage of go minic, often. No, sin an sort teachtra atá á léirú an seo. That's the kind of message that has been kind of presented to us, or that we've been told about. Okay, Jorge, sinné don lá an yo. That's it for today. Mar bhfuil ein ceisna eile If there's no other questions, I'm going to rock on here and move on to my next bit of work for the day. By me rash mark reached. We're going to be back again tomorrow. So 2 more lessons this week, looking at Cursi Grammar reach, look at another stage of our grammar development hopefully, and again Leavingcertirish A August B, a reading comprehension A and B from 2014. So there are 2 lessons we're going to be looking at tomorrow. August on Láidir Gunn the following day. August reach mátá in asholas a guibh. If you've got any feedback, please send it in to me in Keshna. And just again, small plug for our course. If you want to get our notes and get all the different bits and pieces, particularly I think the flashcards are a huge feature of that, as well as the additional essays and whatnot that are going to be in there, and sample answers. So it's all there for you. You can go down, click on it, the link in the description down below. You'll be able to get the link, and in you go there straight away. And it's proving very popular with those who are in it at the moment. So, mátá ein question guibh. If you've got any questions, make sure that you get in touch. Agus súla dia feiceann me sibh amárach. I gnáim céine ag man le tosómid a ríist, agus béimid an ann súla dia, béimid an ann carú liv chofrada agus is féidir. So, tosúla gom go méid lá maithagibh, agus by my bra sásta con carú liv a ríist amárach. So, mar bhfuil aon ceis, I don't see any questions coming in here at this point. I just don't make doubly sure that people can actually see this, just in case my chat has gone off for any reason. I don't see any questions there at the moment. In Keshna a chuir me isteach agus mar bhfuil in Keshna bunathe na hábhar tá pléite gin, stoppig me an seo agus imómid go dtí tróna amárach. So just tá me fannacht na ceistena an seo, scuir me an chat ar siúil an seo. Níl an ceistena ag an buinte seo. Tuigim gfuil mail beag ann. There's a small delay there in the live between me speaking and people actually writing. Hartar 10 seconds at time, it's about 10 seconds. Mar bhfuil aon ceistena eile. I don't think there's any questions. So stop míad agus lena míad a raibh go dtí an céceacht amárach, céceacht eile bheith a dhéanamh go amárach, agus tá migsúil go mór le bula liverí. So slán tamalín, túr ara, agus nína láva, agus bígí cormach péród eile dhéana sibh, agus béman seo a ríist tróna amárach ag an am céine ag man le. Slán a guibh, gur míle má guibh, agus túr ara.